It's just so weird how like the idea of quantum keeps getting thrown around and like the dark energy and everything like that, the fabric of the universe. It's so boring to me. Not in a negative way, but because of humans, it's not what it is that's boring. It's how we've seen it that's boring. How humanity has viewed this. Like how we look at the universe and feel something's there. You know, we read and feel what we think spirituality is like, and it is, but it was always all like polarity and electromagnetism and a one or a zero that gets chosen through the course of your life, like just like those clocks, right? The atomic clock going back and forth, the polarity of the world shifting, blah 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 blah. Look at that, and the thing is me understanding that I can do the same thing too. I can channel that electromagnetism. We can have fun. Like just knowing things. You know there's a difference between knowing and like believing something. When you know something, you're not going to argue with like gravity. I mean, you can, and there are people who do, but that's because they don't understand anymore. Like the reality that we live in is easily quantifiable, but we do not know how yet because we never had the official rules and the ideas to bank off of each other. And now we do. The problem now is just getting the information out there. And that's, I guess, what I'm doing with me and my family. You know, because the ramifications of me delving so hard into psychology and psychoanalysis only to figure something out that's so massive and so huge that people cannot understand me. And there are people who do, but they're like, yeah, well, what are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? I'm like, this is what I can do. Because I care. Like, I care about everyone now. But it pisses me off, and I'm still allowed to be. But I don't have to hurt anyone's feelings. But, I mean, mistakes happen. Like, there are still zeros in our conscious mind, and that is what it is. But we can get rid of them. Like, we can understand that we're not just creatures of impulse and we have actual control. It's weird to me that people can believe we do not have, like, free will. It's insane. How do you come up with that? How do you look at the brain and never ask the correct questions? How is that possible? How can we understand emotions and not ask the correct questions? Like, how come we never asked various questions? What stopped us from doing this? It's like knowledge. Like, we're like the curse of knowledge. No, that's just the curse of being a pussy. Like, don't be afraid of knowledge. But we're like, well, of course. Now, we had, like, fear dictate a lot of things, and it helped us, and it protected us in our, like, growing up. But, like, we are grown now. We've grown up, but we have to be on the same page. And that's what's going to take time and more information and more me pushing myself to do the thing that I don't like doing. But I'm going to start streaming, or not, I don't know. I don't actually know. Just making videos. Because that's the thing. I just have to read and then talk and explain. But I have to go step by step, like through the Bible, to explain like the concept of what Adam and Eve even was, or the snake, or Leviathan. Also, fun fact: Leviathan is just a regurgitate, or Leviathan and Midgardsorm, like the big snake. Same thing, same concept. Literally the same concept, just told in a different medium. The snake being in the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story of the Bible. It's just knowledge, inception of knowledge, the corruption of knowledge, and then realizing that knowledge, gaining the knowledge that we no longer have to be afraid of our shadow. That's literally all it was. And that's it. In all of the stories, like the hero's journey, the idea of coming out of the cave. But we didn't know that we had a cave right here. We made it. But it like for people with trauma, it protected us. And for people who had like solid home lives, It was created based off of the narrative of the parent. It's a shared story because we have a shared subconscious, not because we all link up, but we all link up via osmosis. Like the idea of eugenics, again, to go into that, it was through fucking. And then the idea of like what to do, laws and morals, is just don't hurt anything and don't hurt anything's feelings. And then boom, you're good to go. Like, it changes everything, but it's hard to do on an individual basis, breaking it down one to one, especially because of people's indoctrination to everything. Like, we didn't know. And, like, it's hard to understand now. And I have to go through the tedious task of making different, like, just doing research. Or I already did the research, but explaining it to people. I don't want to have to do that. How weird is that? I'm like, dude, we figured it out. Why can't they just trust me? It's because that's just not how we work, man. We need to know. We need to see the equation. But what if the entirety of humanity, we had the question and the answer, but the equation was the thing that was messed up. And now we just understand it. We can just do the math. And it's just calculus of humans. And that calculus of humans is just what is there dictates what isn't there based off of a structure, like the concept of what a two-body problem is, a three-body problem. We see that in the celestial bodies out in the universe and just apply the same knowledge to us because we all act in the same way, because everything was right and everything was wrong. And I don't want it to be wrong anymore. This is boring. Like, none of us want to live like this. It's stupid. We want to be happy. We want to push forward and evolve. We want to grow. But the thing is fear has kneecapped us to such a point that it will then kill us. Because, like, we know the Earth's magnetic pole is shifting. We know this. But what we also know is that we are killing the ozone layer. But then what happens if people believe in an actual person in the sky as opposed to what it actually was, which is just light and evolution and our minds? Three-body problem. Come on, guys. Like, this is... I'm going to go and play a game with my family because I can have a family now, because I no longer have to play by the script. I don't have to play by the rules. I mean, I do, but like I'm saying conceptually, I'm not following this anymore. It's like I don't have to do the two-party duality. It's... But right now, like, I see all the stories, like, stories throughout all mediums, like, take... you got like Magic the Gathering. This ties into the concept of Yggdrasil, which ties into the concepts that we find in religious texts, with positive and negative energy, like atomic energy, things that people couldn't have understood that they see. Oh yeah, hell. The concept of a lake of fire is just our fucking core, the core of Earth. Really. It's just that. A misinterpretation of the core. The liquid lava or whatever it is. I don't even know. That's the funny thing, is I have the wisdom. Like, my wisdom stat is high, but my int stat is trash sometimes because I didn't go study this stuff. Now I reverse engineered concepts, but not the actual information. And that's what the joke is like, I figured out the answers to all this stuff, but I'm not smart enough to make the equation. How hilarious is that? But, we'll get there. It'll be okay.